of drops, so definitely expect to see that in this series. But here we go on Daybreak as our first map. It is Strelok starting as the Red Terran in the top right-hand position.
All right. In the bottom left, we have from Team Liquid, it is Hero. Hero, one of the most exciting Protoss players to watch still to this day. My favorite Protoss to kind of look and admire and then hate myself for trying out his builds and realizing how bad I am at this game. There's this one time where Hero was doing like, back when Sentry and War Prism was starting to become really popular, and Hero was doing it a little bit before everyone. He was kind of like hipster, like dropping 4 sentries, forcing the ramp. I remember one time, like the first time I ever tried it, I sent it over a Spore Crawler and the 2 Queens, and it instantly died. And I had lost all 4 of my sentries. I just typed GG and left the game. It was one of those things where it's like, man, I just cannot do some of the stuff that Hero does, just because Hero's multitasking is on the level of the point where Bisu even admires him from Brood War.
His composure is just something so fantastic and so cool to watch. I mean, multitasking is one thing, but to be able to hold off a lot of aggression is another thing. Like, it's almost like he's putting himself in these crises that he has to manage, and it's so hard to do that. And on top of that, he's macroing behind there. So obviously, we see him in constant battles. He needs to micro them for them to be, remotely effective. It's very easy for him to actually just lose out straight with that attack. But he micros so intensely, and behind that, he's teching ferociously. He's getting his expansions. He's doing all this really cool stuff. So it's going to be something really cool to see over here on Daybreak. Strelok starting off with no gases on either of his gases. No refineries on his gases. Just going to be going out for a command center right away. Now, Strelok is definitely one of those players. You have to be careful because he will throw down double refineries directly after this. The standard is to go double barracks, but he changes up and says, okay, I'll go Banshees on you.
Cloak Banshees, too.
I am not afraid to do that.
Ooh, a nice little engineering bay block as well, knowing Hero got greedy and skipped the first Zealot. Although some Protoss players have been squeezing out more Stalkers early on just for map control, especially against any kind of poking Marines. Strelok starting a very early... Oh, sorry, just kidding. He's getting a refinery as well, but the second refinery, Andre, just like you were saying, he looked like he was motioning for it. I was like, man, is he going to go for 2 gases? And then he kind of backed off, and then he went for it anyway.
Yeah, I just brain farted pretty hardcore right there. I was like, he's getting an eBay too? What are we seeing? I was like, fast planetary forges. No joke. When I first started this game, I was like, oh, PFs are imbalanced, 1,500 hit points. I'm just going to turn it into a PF every single time. And I actually went fast command center into eBay with double gas and went get a planetary fortress, and then I got immortal busted and died. I was like, wow, this is dumb.
Back when you can warp in immortal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome time in StarCraft 2.
No.
If you played Protoss.
No.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm really excited, by the way, for some of the new changes. I think the new Oracle time warp thing looks really cool. I mean, maybe it might be a little bit impractical because of how flimsy the Oracle was. Just like Infestors needed a little bit of an HP buff in order to kind of be able to not instantly die to everything. In the same way, I feel like maybe the Oracle may be tweaked, but I think that time warp thing is so cool. Can't wait to see some of the other changes that's going to happen in Heart of the Swarm.
Definitely looking forward to it.
Just want to put it out there.
Yeah.
I think comboing that with Storm would be awesome.
Oh my gosh. You crazy.
Yeah.
Sir, you crazy.
And it's supposed to also speed up the timed life of units like Mules and Infested Terrans. So you slow the Infested Terrans, they're basically not going to be moving. It's like you're fungling Infested Terrans because they already move so slow. Making them move at 50%, they're slower than Overlords.
I think that's a really cool spell, actually, that's going to be added in there. I hope it actually stays in and they can balance it correctly.
Yeah.
But what we have in this game is Cloak Banshees, it looks like, and he is doing Reactor Hellions behind this.
Wow,
now,
Strelok, you're so smart. How'd you know
man. Strelok has been doing this since like Season 2.
Yeah. It's a specific build designed to punish a fast third into many gateways, which is exactly what Hero's doing, because he won't have detection for a long time.
More importantly, no robo. If you're not getting a robo, then this is going to punish it. And a lot of people actually do a lot of gateways saying, okay, I don't have to deal with Cloak Banshee because they're going fast expansion. Going Cloak Banshee is kind of weird because a lot of my builds incorporate a robotics facility into it. So why would you even do that and go so delayed? And they say, okay, well, I shouldn't expect Banshee. Let me throw down a ton of gateways and a Twilight Council and just hard counter a lot of the potential things that can happen to me. Or the more probable things that could happen to me, which are normally like drops around 10 to 10 minutes and 30 seconds, and also things like, let's say, just straight up marine water pressure.
Andre, there's 4 Hellions out into the map, and Hero does scout this. He has 5 sentries, very vulnerable. But what I said really oh my to is that there is 25,000 points on the line, and 96% of the people have voted for Hero.
Oh my God.
Wow. And the biggest bet, I think...
Guys, I'm sorry. Hero's not looking good this game.
The biggest bet was made by Regio with 21,000 points almost, so...
Well, how many kills do you think this Banshee's going to get?
In terms of probes, at least like 12 to 15, man. There's no form of detection whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm going to say around when all the game is ended, probably around 30.
Well, Hero can't be very happy about this. He has to start a Robo, which does take around 65 seconds, 65 seconds, and that's just going to be a long time because you have to get the Observer out as well. The converse is that Hero can just wait for the Banshee energy to just run out and then kill it, which looks like what he's going to do. But, man, this Banshee...
some kills, man. And Strelok not yet actually defending his bunker.
He's going to be okay, though. He puts up, he gets the SCVs in time. Force field to kind of trap the Hellions, but now these Cloaked Banshees are working on the rest of the units. Hero does clean up most of the Hellions, and there's actually not that much really defending, to be honest, but there is a Banshee that's going to run out of energy very soon.
And he's up at 19 kills so far. Oh no, I'm so wrong right now. Strelok, save your Banshee!
No, he's not going to. He's just going to push it away.
Okay.
The Banshee's all right.
He still has 11 kills to go. That's why.
Yeah. You still have so much to live for, Banshee.
And Hero is monstrously behind. You can see. Wait a minute. Did he not put up the Robo facility?
No, he didn't. I thought he was just waiting out the energy. I thought he was also trying to counter bust too.
Yeah, I thought still he would put it along somewhere or another, but
his probe count is very low, 37. 20 workers have been killed thus far.
Yeah. But what's going to happen from here, because Hero tried to play it so greedy against a player like Strelok, who has the most gigantic range, Strelok is just going to mass up in a ton of units, Marines and Marauders. He's going to push with probably the first 2 medevacs. I wouldn't be surprised. But what that's going to do is really stress Hero in terms of making probes. And even if he only makes units and is able to fend off, you're not really going to get mass returns on this third base. And that's the point where Strelok can actually not only be cost efficient, because Marines and Marauders plus Banshees are a lot more cost efficient than all gateway units, but also you can get your third base pretty nicely. And there you go. He's getting his third. That's going to be his insurance, clearing all the pylons so there's no further warp-ins. And we're going to see Strelok probably put on a lot of pressure.
Wait, does Strelok not know about Protoss third base?
Wait, what?
I thought he did because he had units kind of pass by there and he didn't really see it.
Yeah.
Wow. He had the Hellion. I thought the Hellions were. Wait, what? Oh, man. I think Strelok thinks he is a lot farther ahead than he actually is.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, that is quite unfortunate. Just a millimeter of scouting distance. Oh, my goodness. Strelok would have been able to hit it. I think he's starting to sense it anyway. He has to know, man. There's no way he doesn't know.
That's cray.
No, he's now moving in here. He knows.
Yes,
Strelok knows.
All right, so we're going to see the first major battle, and already you can see that Terran is looking a lot better in this scenario.
Ooh.
We're going to see, though, nice force fields go up, but the Nexus can be sniped down. What do you do with those Banshees?
The Banshees get picked off. Now our hero can kind of utilize the second stem to his advantage if he can keep force fielding right. Although Strelok's not even focusing the Nexus. He's actually trying to hit the pylon.
Oh,
nice snipe. But there's still lots of Stalkers here to kind of pick things off. And Strelok does have to back off. A very good defense from Hero.
It is, but look at this Banshee. 22 kills, 23 kills. Remember, I said 30 kills, Frodan.
Oh, he's going to dive the Nexus. No, he's not.
He's going to back up because there is a drop going in the main. There is a single cannon there, but Marauders are going to be able to pound on that. No, I didn't get to see how many kills the Banshee got, but still, there is a continuing engagement.
Yeah, it was probably like 24 or something like that, Andre. A pickup from Strelok into the main base. He does have one Marine Marauder left. He's trying to do for multi-pronged aggression. Also has a huge rally point to the bottom center of the map. Hero's economy still kind of struggling to get off its feet, going for that faster Nexus. Hero paying huge for basically spreading himself out thin. +2/+2 is now done for Terran as well. That's going to be huge. First Colossus is out on the field, although Strelok is going for Ghost. I think he's reading really quick Templars, which is natural because it's fast 3.
That is actually the right decision, I think, from Strelok. You know, 70% of the time you're actually going to see High Templars, just because it's such a natural progression from a lot of gateways. You know, you get your gateway units out, and then you get the tech structure to defend, or not defend, but empower those gateway units. Oh
my, big force field on the bottom ramp of the natural, and is able to pick off a huge amount of supply. Nice. In fact, Strelok had about 5 Marauders trapped there. Strelok went for super Marauder heavy, 20 Marauders and like 23 Marines. And Strelok still trying to go for some aggression to this third. Hero doing a pretty good job in terms of multitasking, but he has stabilized in his main, and now he can kind of focus on 2 points of contact. Although the natural, 1 Marauder, so annoying to Hero.
Yeah, and there are 3 more Marauders going into the main base, but here we go, the big stim in.
Oh, he backs off.
Remember, this Nexus is such a focal point right now, because at any time he could stim in and just eliminate that Nexus. That's actually crushing, and he might actually do that right here, Frodan.
And now he has a bigger surface area. Hero in big trouble. Supply is plummeting for Hero, and Strelok remaining strong. GG. Andre, game number 1 goes to Strelok. 25,000 points are cringing right now.
25,000.
That is not looking good right now.
Remember, you can win a StarCraft Heart of the Swarm beta key if you're actually the front runner by the end of the week.
Really? We're doing it bi-weekly?
I'm pretty sure we're doing oh, we're not. Ha 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 ha. I was just kidding.
That's okay, Andre. You know what?
My
You've got good
so
jokes.
Funny today.
Man, you're a comedian nowadays, Andre. You know what, guys? Why don't you go to nasl.tv/p/go to my PC, where you can do all kinds of things like remote privacy, file transfer, managing multiple user clients. All these things are possible and more if you use the link below for a special offer. While you guys take a break, let's figure things out before we go into game number 2 between Hero and Strelok. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 is coming up right up.